Yo, what it do with the two, man? It's your boy Ryan Film Study here, and today I want to talk about Joe Milton. But before I even get deeper into the breakdown on Joe Milton and the incredible game he had, I want to actually give him a big shout out for the game that he had. A lot of Patriots fans are mad that he went out there and did what he did, but y'all got to understand he is fighting to get a spot in the NFL, like a solidified spot in the NFL. And being a QB3/QB2, your spot is never truly solidified. And he wanted to put out there to the world and show all of these other coaches that, you know, if you give him the chance and you develop him and you put some weapons around him, maybe he can potentially be a QB1 someday in this league. Never know when, but with that performance, it definitely puts coaches in a position to at least give him a little bit more, give him a little bit more of a breakdown and maybe even fill him out a little bit, pause. But, you know, it shows coaches around the league like, okay, if we give this guy a chance, he's going to go out there and he may make the best of it. So I want to give him a shout out for the performance that he had. I'm not one of these other Patriots fans who are like, oh, F you, Joe Milton, for ruining our first overall pick, because it's not his fault at the end of the day. He is an NFL player who is a backup who wants to get a starting job in the NFL. He's young. And he was ambitious. He's ready for his opportunity, and he did exactly what anybody who's in his shoes would do. He went out there and he balled out. He got a win, and I can't hate on him for that. The only person I truly can hate on right now for what he did yesterday in the Patriots' performance is honestly Gerard Mayo. This is all Gerard Mayo's fault, and y'all gotta understand, Gerard Mayo did what Lovie Smith did with the Houston Texans. They got the word that they were getting fired before the game. So, you know, they went out in a petty way. They basically pulled the Denzel Washington and said, I'm leaving here with some. And both of them said, I'm leaving here with y'all future. The only thing with Lovie Smith is that he won the Texans the game. And that actually helped their future because they ended up getting C.J. Stroud, and now they're on their way to go. They're on their way to going to 2 playoffs after getting C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud led them to the playoffs his first year, then led them to the playoffs his second year now. So Lovie Smith honestly didn't really help the team, and I hope that's the same way with Gerard Mayo. I hope Gerard Mayo doing this petty ass move actually helps us, and somehow that 4th overall pick ends up becoming a better result than what our first overall pick would have been. So because I'm a Patriots fan, so I hope, you know, we get that luck. But what I can say though is that obviously the first overall pick would have meant way more to the Patriots because we have a lot more holes in our team than that Texans team did before they had CJ Stroud. We were probably gonna trade back a little bit, get a little haul, and then still get Travis Hunter, but now that's probably out the window. And even Travis Hunter is probably out the window now because Travis Hunter may be gone before that pick, and the person that we will pick is Tet. And honestly, I still really love Tet as a player. I'm still down for Tet. So if we do end up getting Tet instead of Travis, honestly, I'm all for it. Tet, big receiver, great hands, and he can play in the middle of the field, and Drake May like really excels in the middle of the field. But before I get off track, I do want to break down Joe Milton's game yesterday and why I think he can at least get a chance in the NFL as an NFL starter. So with all that being said, I want to again shout out Joe Milton for the performance he had. And Patriots fans, if y'all want to be mad at anybody, the only person we've been mad at all year is again the same person that you should be mad at for yesterday's performance, and that is Gerard Mayo. He had all the time in the world to realize that, okay, Joe Milton is actually out here balling and we're about to win the game. So now I need to put in Jacoby Brissett and I need to make him, go in the game and obviously play like how he played at the start of the season, which was horrible. And he would have played horrible again because it's Jacoby Brissett. But, he kept Joe Milton in the game, did the petty move, got the win. He left with our first overall pick, and that's the only person to blame for us not having the first overall pick right now. And honestly, technically, that's the only person to blame for us even being in the chance to have the first pick in the draft, because, you know, his coaching was very iffy this year, but obviously no coach would have had a good coaching season with this roster. So even though I understand the hate that Jerome Mayo was getting, I kind of don't at the same time, because I feel like no NFL coach would have did good with this team. As we literally saw, Bill Belichick went, I think he had the same record last year with a team that was worse, if not maybe had a little bit of a better roster. Obviously, worse quarterback situation, but no coach would have did good with this team, in my opinion. But I do think that with all the stuff that can happen in this upcoming offseason, as the Patriots have the most money and they obviously have a top 5 draft pick now, with Tet gonna potentially be there for them to pick. Tet or Travis Hunter is still up for grabs, you know what I'm saying? Even though the Travis Hunter thing kind of seems like it's, you know, far-fetched now, it can still happen, because you never know. It's still the NFL at the end of the day, and crazy things happen all the time. But with all that being said, that'll be the end of the video, man. Shout out to Joe Milton, and shout out to all you guys for tuning in and watching this video. And peace, man. Hope y'all have a blessed day.